Can't ban these guns. All right, so it's Saturday, March 6th, just after 9 o'clock. What is going on, everybody? I have showed you guys during the off season some of my training, and 3 times a week this year during the off season I've done 2-a-days, where I will split my lower body, I'll split my upper body morning and evenings, and then on one day I will also do an upper body split in the morning, and then I will do volume leg training in the evening. It's a different way to hit the legs, and I started doing it 3 years ago, and when you're so used to hitting your legs for 6, 8, 10, 12 reps, that's just a different way of training. It's a way to switch it up. I get great results from it. And so what I'll typically do that evening, tomorrow night in fact, sets of 20 for 1 hour with a 1-minute rest interval at whatever weight you can do that at. If you can't hit the sets of 20, then you need to lower the weight. If you're just cranking through it and it's a breeze, there's no difficulty to it for you, then you need to up the weight. That's it. And I usually alternate between hamstrings and glutes, and then the next week I'll do quads and back and forth like that. Even when I do my other two-a-day upper body and lower body training days, I really keep that restricted calorically. There's a little bit more carbohydrates involved that day, but I typically calorically don't go over the mark. Because I typically eat at a deficit all week long, even during the off season. This is the one day where I get complete leeway. Now, it's not a complete free-for-all. There are my own self-imposed rules involved, but at the same time, it does give me a day during the off season where I can let loose a little bit, train hard, and eat hard. Finding that perfect balance right where you need to be in the middle. Once again, it seems like it always comes down to balance, right? Where you're not consuming too much and you're not consuming enough. And finding that balance in the middle where it makes perfect sense. So the goal here isn't to stuff myself full of food. The goal is to put enough food in my body to be able to push through this extremely difficult day. And then even the day afterwards, your body is still highly anabolic from all the food you've consumed. Another great day to train is immediately after the heavier food day. And I found great results the morning after this day. Circling back around, I've shown you one of my volume days where it was more training based. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you one of my volume days where it's going to be more food based. My plan is to show you what a day's worth of eating looks like. I'm not going to be surprised if I hit 10,000 calories. This is the one day I don't keep track of where I'm at calorically. I just, after all these years of doing this, I just kind of know what I should be eating. So I said there were some self-imposed rules for these days. One of those rules is I have to make it myself. If I want it, I have to make it myself. Now, the caveat to this rule is, for example, you're going to see tomorrow, I'm not making the Ezekiel bread. But I trust the company I'm buying the Ezekiel bread from. They're a good company. I've done my research on them. So there's your one caveat to that. Obviously, I'm not over here making the Ezekiel bread. I guess the point is, if I want to eat a cake, I got to make the cake myself. I can't go buy the cake. Really, the other only rule that I have on these days, 7 meals total that I eat. And I typically eat 7 meals a day. And I try not to snack in between. Other than that, what I'll do is, like I did with the cell phone, just because you're going to get those people out there that are going to, there's always one, right? You're going to get those people out there that are going to say, there's no fucking way he did this. Obviously, he has the camera. He's manipulating this. This wasn't on the same day. This wasn't all in one sitting or something like that. So what I'll do is I'll do the same thing I did with the cell phone to start the session. Every single time I sit down with a meal, I will show you the date and the time. As much as I don't care for people watching me eat, I will set the camera up and just eat till I finish the meals. What I'll do to alleviate the monotony behind that during my chop up, I'll just speed it up to 6 to 8 times the speed. That way it's going quickly. But just, once again, just to show you that I'm eating all the food that I'm preparing and that I'm doing it all in one setting, and that it is all on the same day. I'm thinking I'm gonna do about 10,000 calories in around 15 hours tomorrow. I've seen those videos before where you get these guys who do like 10,000 calorie cheat days for 24 hours and they're struggling by the end. It just makes me laugh every time because I've done 10,000 calories in one sitting and then wasn't even fazed by it. So it's like, it just makes me laugh. So I just wanna put that on there, like tomorrow what I'm doing is nothing for me. Just to give you a heads up, like this isn't like a challenge or anything. No, this is just a regular Sunday for me. It's just one of those days. Train hard, eat hard, and put on some size. And like I said, I've been doing it for 3 years and it works out really well. So without further ado, let's get some prepping done. All right, this is for the oatmeal tomorrow. And what I'll do is I'll put it in here and then I will show a weight on the scale and then I'll just, before I eat it tomorrow, I'll show this, I'll weigh it again just to prove that nothing's been altered. 1 cup of oatmeal in each. And the oatmeal that I'm going to make tomorrow, I'm gonna make a simple peanut butter banana oatmeal, and then a kind of an apple pie oatmeal. I think I've showed that before actually. It's one of my favorites, so. And like I said, this prepping is gonna be really easy because a lot of it I just need to make tomorrow. All right, so you're looking at 256 grams. Yeah, so you're looking at, yeah, both of these should be over, yeah, there you go, boom, 256 grams. So this is the protein powder that goes with the apple pie oatmeal tomorrow. And I usually do 1 serving of casein, slower digesting protein, and then a serving of whey, which is a quicker digesting protein. Gets in the system much quicker. Perfect. I can go ahead, do the same thing here. We'll do a quick weight on this. That way tomorrow in the morning, I can prove that nothing has been changed. So you're looking at 691 grams. Marvelous. All right. So that's the oatmeal. That's pretty much all I can do for today. Everything else I'll just have to take care of tomorrow when I'm making it. So that's the oatmeal for tomorrow. That's pre-training for session 1 tomorrow in the morning. Okay, and these are for the pina colada carb smoothies for tomorrow's post-training session 1 in the morning. And these are 2 staples that I always do just because I enjoy them so much and they're really easy. So I'll start with the Serious Mass from ON. It is, what is this technically? It's just vanilla. And I need exactly 107 grams. 107 grams on this calculates out to pretty much exactly 400 calories, like 400.4 calories or something. So I need 107 grams of this. $108. I'll take 108. That's fine. That's 1. And I do 2 of these, so. 306, 107 grams. There we go. Yeah, that's what I mean. The serving size in grams, 334, and then the calories in the serving is 1,250. So that's where I'm getting my calculation. Whoops. Yeah, pinch to grow an inch. Not my waistline, no. All right. And so we'll do the same thing here. I'll weigh both of these. So here's the first one. 788 grams. And the second one is 781 grams. So looking at over 780 grams for both of those for tomorrow. Same thing is essentially it. That's all I can put together for this right now. Makes it a lot easier though when I get the fluids in there. I just got to dump that in. All right, let's make the cornbread. Greased up really well. All right, we need 1 cup of organic yellow cornmeal. 1 cup of flour. I'm just gonna do all-purpose. When it's post-training, I don't care what kind of flour. It could be white flour, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Baking powder. 2 teaspoons of baking soda, pinch of sea salt, go ahead and whisk all the dry together because that's it. All right. Quarter cup of olive oil. Oh, it's gonna be close. Holy crap. One cup of almond milk. Two whole eggs. Combine it. Add it to your greased pan. And it's ready to go into the oven. Alright, so tomorrow I'm going to, for my ice cream, my casein ice cream that I'm going to do before bed, I am going to do kind of a Hawaiian mix or an island mix inside of vanilla ice cream, which involves almonds, raisins, coconut, and chocolate. Half a cup of almonds. Just lightly chop these up so that they're in pieces. That's a heaping quarter cup of coconut shreds, unsweetened coconut shreds again. All right, so there's a half a cup of raisins, heaping cup of raisins. That mixed in. Well, that's the chocolate I prefer, endangered species. It's the very dark, 88%. The reason why I like this so much is look at the sugar content in the bar. In the bar, there's only 9 grams of sugar. What I'm gonna do is, one of these is a third, which is 180. So I wanna do 6 squares, and it's 36 calories to a square. So that's 216 calories for what I'm putting in here in chocolate. Let's see if I can make this an even break too, huh? Boom! Money. Look at that, man, right on the ball. I might even want to put more in here. I'm just starting with this because this is typically what I do, but I might even want to go a little bit more. Just chop it up into chunks. All right. There we go. And the verdict is more chocolate. Yeah, more chocolate, please. There's just not enough chocolate. Okay, well, there you go. So that's 396 calories in chocolate. Just in chocolate. It's just nuts. All right, so anyway, just that's it. That's all I'm gonna do for this. This will go in the ice cream tomorrow when I've churned it. Okay. Okay, so the weight on that is 902, 903, 903. All right. Oh, well, 904. It's going to be 900 or over. All right, let's see what we're working with here. Clear off. Oh, yeah, that's done. Oh, it's beautiful. And there's our cornbread. Let it cool off and then get it ready, just cover it for tomorrow. that will be the base of the ice cream tomorrow. It's 47 grams of vanilla casein powder. All right, so the vanilla casein powder has a total weight of everything is 84 grams. Good morning. Well, it's Sunday morning. I was up at 4:30. I just finished up my coffee and fasted morning cardio, and now it's time to make the morning pre-training meal, variations of oatmeal. So we'll get started here. Here's all the stuff from yesterday, the oatmeal and the whey and casein from yesterday. Let's go ahead and start by weighing this out just to prove that nothing was changed, nothing was altered. There's one of the oatmeals. 256. The other oatmeal, 255. All right. Remember, when the oatmeal starts steaming, it's ready to be turned down. Protein powder. Morning pre-training, part 1. Number 1. Number 2. All right, well, that's pre-training for the morning done. So I'm gonna go outside and kick it in the ass, and then we'll see you guys back in here for post-training meal in the morning. What's up again? Just got done training. It was back, arms, and abs this morning, pyramid scheme. And now we get to do our first post-training meal, second meal of the day, which will consist of pina colada carb smoothies. So let's get started. Okay, so I just got the camera all set up, and it's a pain in the ass, quite frankly. And I just realized that I didn't show the weight of the mass gainer and the coconut that I put together yesterday to prove that I haven't doctored it at all. If you don't believe me, that's fine. Just before I get started, because the blender gets going and it gets loud and I can't talk. What's going in here? A cup of almond milk, a cup of water. Then I'm gonna put in the mass gainer and the coconut from yesterday. Then it is 10 drops of lime juice, half a frozen banana, half a cup of pineapple, half a cup of unsweetened applesauce, and then some ice cubes to get the consistency to where it's pina colada. Anyway, that's what's going in here. I'm not doing just one, I'm doing 2. So, and I'll put the numbers, when I'm all done, I'll put the numbers up here. And I totally forgot to do this too, so let me do this. So as you can see, it's Sunday, March 7th, just before 8:30. There you go. The strap is on. You know, another thing we should probably make sure this is completely tight so that you don't have a horrible day. Yeah, that's right. I have some pineapple juice that's left over from when I made some carrot cake and crushed some pineapples to the top. So that can go in too. All right, let's have some fun. From yesterday. Half a cup of frozen pineapple. Quickly. About 8 of them. All right, I lied, 10. All right. Probably good. No, it's all right. Bottoms up. Oh, I guess I better get on camera here to prove that I'm drinking it, right? trying to avoid the brain freeze. Too late. Oh God, it sucks. First pitcher done. Round 2. Round 2 complete. All right, there is one more thing that I do like religiously on these days. Because of all of the macronutrients I'm not used to getting, carbohydrates, a lot of fat. So typically what I'll do is digestive enzymes to help keep things moving. Another thing I do, I usually do one post-training in the morning and then one post-training in the evening is kombucha. I'll typically do one of these to keep the cultures going, and two, it helps to keep things, once again, excuse me, that's a lot of fluid. Keep things moving so that you don't get backed up. The last thing you want to do is get backed up. You want to keep things moving and amazing. So anyway, this is something I'm not going to chug. I'm gonna sip over the next hour. There are 60 calories in this that I am going to count towards this, but I'm not gonna sit here and chug this because that's not what this is about. So you don't believe me that I, once again, just kind of like what happened with reweighing the food that I put together yesterday. If you don't believe me, you don't believe me. I don't fucking care, but I'm gonna count this. So my next 2 meals are fairly light. And then the pre-training meal around 3 o'clock this afternoon before I go and hit my legs up tonight. That's gonna be a fairly heavy meal. I will see you in a few hours. All right, so it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to real quick do my next meal, which is a juice meal. I'm also going to dive into one of these complete cookies. The reason why I'm gonna do the complete cookie is because, quite frankly, I could weigh out the fruit and the vegetables and everything and figure out calorically what it is, but then it's gonna go through the masticating juicer, haha. Quite frankly, I don't have a fucking clue how much that is in terms of caloric content. So I'm just not gonna count it. I'm only gonna do 16 ounces of this detox juice anyway. So honestly, if I had to put a guess behind it, it's probably like 100 to 200 calories. Whoopity-doo. I'll tell you what, if anybody out there has an equation, a formula, can figure out how much this would be calorically, it's 3 medium-sized green apples, 4 smaller-sized beets, 3 medium-sized carrots. Let me know. I'd be interested. I learned something, actually. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just not gonna count it. Cheers. Once again, trying not to, oh, forget it. Fucking brain freeze. Woo! That is cold. Oh, good Lord. Oh, last of it. Down the hatch. The cookie. Last of it. All right, so that was my 11 o'clock. My next meal will be in like 2 hours, 1 o'clock-ish. Like I said, it's another light one where it'll just be eggs, maybe another one of those cookies, and that's it. And as always, I'll put the calories for this meal up here and then the total so far for the day. All right, so it's just after 1 o'clock, still Sunday, March 7th. Okay, so like I said, this is meal number 4. This is another lighter meal. It's typically just the eggs that I just made. And then I've got some salsa and some vegan-based Parmesan cheese that I make myself. I'm not gonna get so tedious that I count the calories in the salsa or the Parm cheese that I make. I'm just gonna count the eggs. And then I'm also gonna do another complete cookie. So that is it. I'll get started. Eggs are done. Obviously that wasn't difficult. Dunzo. So once again, that was a pretty easy meal. I'll put the calories for this one up here again, and then I'll put the total for the day up here as well. And see you in a couple hours. What is going on, guys? It is about 3 o'clock here, and I'm starting to get the afternoon pre-training meal ready to rock and roll here. And I just wanted real quick, before I start prepping that, I had mentioned before that I kind of listen to my body on these days, and that's how I know whether I'm eating enough or I'm not eating enough. And here's a great example of like, just weighed in. I'm only 2 pounds heavier than what I was this morning. It's pretty fucking phenomenal. Even though I've consumed somewhere in the realm of like 4,000 calories today so far, I feel great right now. And I feel hungry enough to go ahead and eat what I was planning on eating and then get in, train my ass off, and then go from there and see how I feel afterwards. So we'll go ahead and get that ready to go. Shit happens. That's a lot of eggs. Get your bread. Nobody want to be around you. Look at the rack up for nothing. Voila. All right, for the sauces, yeah, I'm gonna use up the rest of that barbecue sauce. I don't know if I'm gonna have a lot left. All right, I got some of this Dijon mustard to get used up. Sesame teriyaki is pretty decent with these. Honey. And there we go. Simple yet satisfying. There's your barbecues, some of your Asians, and then mustard in one of your Asians. It's 3 o'clock, let's eat. All right, there we go. It's just after 3 o'clock, it's still Sunday. And I'm going to go ahead and pre-training. Like I said, I am hungry right now. Like that's a sign that you know I haven't overdone it today. I'm hungry. I'm actually want to eat some food. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm just gonna warn you right now, this is going to be messy. So thank God I'm gonna be speeding this up a bit so you don't have to see the gory details. So anywho, with that, we'll get started. 10 minutes. Inhale over 1,200 calories in 10 minutes. Anyway, plate 1, number 2, and number 3. You know, it wasn't as messy as I thought it was going to be totally honest. In the past, these things have just been all over the place. Here's the deal, I forgot to mention this. I'm not going to count the vegetables, like tomatoes, the onions, the lettuce, or the sauces that I put on there. I'm not going to count those calories. Once again, especially with the vegetables, it just gets tedious. And then same thing with the sauces. I'll just count the calories from the Ezekiel bread and the eggs, which amounts to, it's pretty much, I think that's 1,200 calories. Anyway, I'll put the total for this meal up here, and then I'll put the total for the day up here as well. So now I'm going to get my shit together here, and I'm going to head into town. I've got a nice half an hour drive into town to let this settle, and then about maybe 15-20 minutes to warm up, and then I'm going to do my volume weight training. All right, well, we'll see in a few hours. What is going on, guys? It's 6 o'clock exactly. Still Sunday. Will this day ever end? All right, I just got done with my second round of training. The straight leg deadlifts tonight, 580 reps in an hour at 160 pounds. So again, with only 1 minute rest intervals in between those sets of 20. So anyway, that's over with. Training is done for the day, and I have got cornbread and jam to freaking eat for my post-training meal. So without further ado, there be the cornbread. It's about 1,500 calories, I'll get the exact calculations up. Here's the jam. It's Crofters, organic, strawberry, I believe strawberry, yeah, strawberry. And there's about 500 calories in here too. So this will be about 2,000. Kind of hungry. I'm not feeling like shit right now, but I'm not like starving either. So we'll see how far I get. One of my favorite things to do with cornbread too is just cornbread straight up and then maple syrup. If I end up using any, I won't count it for calories. I don't plan on using any of it, but I figured if I ran out of jam, the last thing I wanted to do was eat dry cornbread. And then finally, I'm just gonna throw it on there right now. I have another kombucha to drink. Same thing as this morning. I'm not gonna drink this on film. I got about a 20-30 minute drive back home, so I will enjoy this on the way back home. Plus, once again, timing with this is imperative. You don't want to drink this too early and not be around a toilet, and where I'm driving, there are no toilets. It's the side of the road. So anywho, with that, I will get started. You know what, I'm going to say it right now. I'm probably actually going to start drinking that that kombucha. I'm probably going to drink it while I'm eating this, actually. That makes sense, too. Just hope it's not too early. So again, timing is imperative around that thing. It doesn't take long. There's a clock on that. Once you start drinking that, it's like, oh, shit. Literally. I should be able to finish this. I'm feeling confident right now. Fuck. Jesus. We're almost halfway through the jam. I'm glad I brought that syrup. About halfway done. Not about halfway done. All right. Fuck. And I was all wondering if I'd be able to finish this or not. I ain't even fucking got into that kombucha yet. And Freaking seriously, I've got a quarter of this left to go. The jam is almost cashed. You know, it's funny because I'm sure some people would think this is a lot of food. And actually, for most people, this is going to be like, even in just in one sitting, like eating all this would be like, whoa. You should hear some of the stories about me in the past with eating like after shows and shit. A year and a half ago, when I finished the Natural O in Las Vegas, I had been dieting for essentially like, all year, I think. Like February all the way through November pretty much. And I took like a week off in July over my birthday. And so that was the leanest I had ever been. Like I think I was like 212 pounds or something. It was the leanest I had been, the lightest I had been since I was in fucking high school. And went out to an Indian restaurant at the Rio where I was staying at, where the show was too. That's where the venue is and everything. It's kind of nice. I'll drink some of this. Let the time bomb begin. Excuse me. And again. Anyway, after dieting for that long, I hadn't had a glass of wine for, I don't remember, I think it was months. And so all it took was 2 decent sized glasses of wine to just get me bombed. And I walked by this Indian bistro in the casino, the main area of the casino, and stopped and just looked at it and just said, fuck it, and just went in. And I ended up dropping 2 bills on that, 2 bills on that night at that Indian restaurant. It was like the waitress was just like, she's like, I've never seen anybody eat so much food. And I was like, I rolled myself out of there, but I think what, like, if I remember correctly, she was like, I don't know what I'm like more impressed with, the fact that you ate all of that food or the fact that you're still conscious. It wasn't a great night later on, but I did end up walking out of there and then going and get some ice cream afterwards too. Well, the jam is officially cashed. And there's like 1/8 of this left, so nope, crushed. I was sitting here wondering if I was going to be able to fucking finish this or not. Crushed. I even crushed it in like, looks like pretty much like 10 minutes or so. Yeah. So anyway, the point of the story is, this ain't shit. For Matt, this is a snack. For most people, this is a day's worth of, seriously, like, when I'm dieting, actually, so the jam and the cornbread, right, 2,000 calories, roughly, is really close, but it's around 2,000 calories, and actually might be a little bit more. That's almost a day's worth of food for me in calories when I'm getting ready for shows and competing. One fucking setting, what I'll eat an entire day. I love when people stare at me. I just stare back. Johnny Cash, my friend. Pretty quick, too. So, that is done. And like I said, without counting the maple syrup, I mean, if you want to count the maple syrup, it was easily over 2,000 calories. But I will put the numbers, like I've done for every meal at this point, I will put the numbers up for this meal and for the total of the day so far. I'm gonna go ahead and take my pills here, including my enzyme. Now the clock is really gonna be ticking for me to get home. It won't be long at all. So anyway, we got at least one more meal to go. Casein ice cream before bed. I feel great, don't feel full at all. I could eat a little bit more. So without further ado, I'm going to get going home. So, what up? Made it home, didn't poop myself. And it is 7 o'clock. It's been a day. It's been a hell of a day. But what I'm gonna do right now is go ahead and make the vanilla casein ice cream. Just doing a straight vanilla. It's really easy. It takes about an hour, hour and 15, maybe an hour and a half tops to somewhere in that range. It just depends on temperature and everything to fully churn. So, and once again, here's the stuff that I put together yesterday. I'm not gonna weigh the stuff out to prove that it hasn't been doctored. If you don't trust me or believe me, whatever. I don't care. So anyway, really simple actually. It's a cup of almond milk, cup of water, all cold, and then the 48-ish grams of vanilla casein powder, 1 frozen banana, vanilla extract, some ice cubes, throw it in that quart churning container, and that's it. Every 10 minutes I'll come and I'll stir it and scrape the sides. And then with about a half an hour to go, I will typically throw it in the freezer for a half an hour, stir it once. So I'll get started, I'll get this put together here. 100 times. And we'll both be. Yeah, it's that simple. It is that simple. Pour it in the churner, and then in about 5 minutes, scrape it for the first time, and then it's about every 10 minutes after that. All right, I made this about 75 minutes ago. There's your final product. So now what we can do is add in 3/4 of it. And the reason why is because there's a little bit of residual that's gonna be on the sides of the bowl. What I'll do is I'll save this little bit when I'm done eating what's in the center. Put the churning container in a sink full of really hot water and let it sit for about 10 minutes, and that will get the sides to melt enough where I can scrape it off and finish it up. Think of a blizzard, but nowhere near as unhealthy as something from Dairy Queen. It's still, to me, just as tasty. That's it, your Hawaiian mixture. It's very soft in terms of texture-wise. If I wanted to make it a little bit harder, I would just churn it for longer, but I don't care. This is perfect for me. You can see it's 8:18, still Sunday. Here are the goods. Nice way to finish off the day. 10,000 calories today, so. There you go. The smallest piece came out. That's fucking funny. Anyway, that's it's fairly that's what I'm talking about. On the bottom and the sides, there's stuff left over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go put this in the sink. Oh God, excuse me. That's what I was talking about. It's frozen solid, so get some really hot water going. It didn't take long. It only took about 7 minutes, but here it is. Everything's scraped off the sides and the bottom now, and ready to finish it up. So I'm gonna go do that. It's 10 till, pretty much 10 till. There you go. It's 10 till. Whoops. It's 10 till 9. It's March 7th still Sunday. So yeah, it's not the next day, I promise. So anyway, here's the what's left over, and I'll finish it up here and we'll go from there. Great. All right, anyway. It's done. So that officially ends my 1 day a week double split volume refeed day, which is typically Sundays. Oh, excuse me. One more time. These are great days. Psychologically, physically, these are awesome days. You eat hard, you train hard, you spend all week getting ready for this next day. It keeps you on track all week long. If you have a day like this to look forward to every now and again, it keeps you on track the other 6 days. Anyway, I don't know if I hit 10,000 today. It's close. I haven't sat down to actually like calorie by calorie get everything figured out. I'm gonna do that during the editing process. So I will pop the calories up for this meal up here, and then I'll also pop up the total for the day. And my guess right now, it's gonna be around 9,000. Guess that's it. The off season is very quickly coming to an end for me, so these days will also be coming to an end. You gotta take advantage of the growing periods because pretty soon the goals are gonna shift all over again. So anywho, I'm kind of beat, so I think I'm gonna go get some rest. You all know the drill. Thanks to the subscribers and the followers and the supporters of the channel. Love you guys. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, a dialogue you want to start, please feel free to throw them up there. I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to say. If you want to throw it out there for some of your friends to see, please don't hesitate to share it. And finally, if you're enjoying the channel, you're enjoying the content, I'll throw it right about here for you to make it easy. Click the button and subscribe. That way you're always updated with new content whenever I post it and upload it. And as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy, and stay positive. Thanks, guys. We'll be back in here in a few hours to juice and to do that detox juice. So. Look, I'm already about a quarter of the way done. Hold on. Now it's a third. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm counting these calories. Go f yourself. Oh, excuse me. Oh boy. Whoops. No.